Welcome. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Deb Gillard, your host of the program. Today is Friday, March 9th. And of course, you have found us, you're watching us either on Charter Channel 8, cable TV in the Owatonna area. Maybe you're with us on Facebook, as we can now be found, or on YouTube as well. So again, welcome to you. We also look forward to hearing from you. If you have ideas for guests or show topics or information that you want us to pass along at the end of the program, please take note of our email address and cell phone numbers on the screen throughout the course of the show. And we would not be coming to you at all if it were not for the generosity of our Owatonna Today Show supporters. We thank them very much. Our premier supporters include the City of Owatonna, Express Employment Professionals, Mayo Clinic Health System Owatonna, the Owatonna Public Utilities, and Safe and Drug-Free Coalition of Steele County. Primary supporters are Amy Swain Hearing Centers, Little Theater of Owatonna, the Owatonna Care Center, Steele County Environmental Services, and Steele County Historical Society. Interlude supporters are Abraham Consulting Technologies, Summit Mortgage, A+ Sew and Vac, Glenn Mager and Tim Thomas of the Brickmaker Funeral Home and Medford Funeral Home, Brookdale Senior Living, Clare Bridge, and Sterling House of Owatonna, Carlson Brandstad and Company CPAs, ERA Gillespie Real Estate, Horizon Eye Care Professionals, Fairview Animal Medical Center, Clancher and Son Landscaping and Concrete, Napa Auto Parts, the Owatonna Business Incubator, Pizza Ranch of Owatonna, TPS Insurance, Snap Fitness, and Profinium Financial. If you are interested in becoming a supporter of the show or know someone who is, just give Leanne a call, 390-5751. She'll be happy to get you a supporter packet for your consideration. And to support the show, if you would ever like to make a contribution, you may do that as well by sending it to Owatonna Today, 1130 North Elm, here in Owatonna. We have a very good show coming up for you today. So many events start to happen this time of the year, and this is it when we start to talk to a lot of the clubs and organizations about things that are going on. We'll be coming back from our first break, talking Big Brothers Big Sisters Evening for Kids' Sake a little bit later on in the program, Daffodil Days. So we'll take this break for our supporters, and we'll be right back. Stay with us.
I'm Dan Brandstad of Carlson Brandstad and Company, Certified Public Accountants. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
Greetings from the site of your History Center. As you can see, construction is almost completed and we expect to begin moving in during January. We still need your help to raise the funds needed to burn the mortgage and reimburse our investors. We hope you'll consider a donation towards this new chapter in Steele County history today.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress. Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you in mind in everything we do. Owatonna Public Utilities.
Welcome back, and thanks again for joining us on this Friday, March 9th. We welcome in studio Greg Zweber. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. And Michelle Redman, nice to have you back again as well.
Thanks so much for having us.
Oh, you bet. It's great to talk about Big Brothers Big Sisters, and it's great to talk about the events that are going on for you. This is just one of them, I think. We've got another one that comes kind of shortly on the heels of this. But we do want to be here talking about the Evening for Kids' Sake, and there's been a lot going on at Big Brothers Big Sisters. 40-year anniversary.
It is. We're celebrating 40 years of serving the kids of southern Minnesota.
You have been with the organization for how long?
A little over 3 years, almost 3.5 years.
Right. We've had you on here a few times, so it's always nice to have you here again. And the program is going well?
It is. We're just coming off our third straight year of serving over 500 kids in the 3 counties that we serve, Rice, Steele, and Dodge County. So we're very excited about the number of kids we've been able to get matched up with a positive adult role model.
Okay. And 40 years really says something, doesn't it, about the program
here in the county? You know, the stability and again, the support of the community. We'd never be able to do it without the support through Evening for Kids' Sake, and we're very happy to have, over the last couple of years, developed some agency partners who not only have said, well, we'll help you with an event, but have pledged their support for us throughout the year. We have 2 platinum agency sponsors in Federated and Wells Fargo, and we have a new gold agency partner this year with Go for Sport. So we thank them for their support and everybody that supports us through the events or individually or just throughout the year. It's been awesome to be able to support the kids we have and not, you know, we've been able to have the finances available to not turn any kids away or not reduce any of our services at all.
Okay. And again, now I always think everybody must know what Big Brothers Big Sisters is about, but if you can kind of encapsulate what it really means, what's the driving force behind it?
In a nutshell, taking a kid or a child who's facing adversity between the ages of 4 and 14 is when we enroll them. We want them to be matched up with either a high schooler in our school site program or an adult in our school site program where they meet at the elementary school or the middle school, or our community-based program where they're meeting with an adult who's gone through some more screening and background checks and those types of things, where they're going out, spending some time. The biggest thing that we're doing with the one-to-one mentoring is just giving that child someone who is dedicated to them, who is consistent and dependable for them. A lot of the kids are dealing with a lot of different things in their lives, and that big brother, big sister sometimes can be the most consistent thing in their life. Just being there, showing up, doing the things that we do when we do our interviews together, figure out what they can do together. This year, we're doing a new initiative to try and help the kids and trying to fight childhood obesity a little bit.
Okay.
It's our new Eat Well, Stay Active, Have Fun initiative, where it's centered around a guidebook that the MetLife Foundation came up with to give the mentors, our big brothers and big sisters, just some simple things to be able to do with their kids. You know, have a drink of water rather than having a pop. Grab an apple rather than a Snickers. You know, when they're out doing their outings together, take the stairs rather than the elevator. Really, really basic, simple things, but we know just getting that mindset in the child, and what we're hoping is that they'll take those things back to their family and maybe institute some of those things at home too. So
what a great initiative.
Yeah, it's really simple, but we're really excited about it.
Okay, the simpler the better. Sometimes those are the things that get implemented the most and the best because they are as simple as that.
Yeah, exactly.
So, very, very nice. Well, you always are doing good work. We love hearing about what's happening with the agency, and of course this event is one big thing, and I know, Michelle, you're very well tied into here. Now, you've been with Big Brothers Big Sisters for how long?
4 years.
4 years now, okay. And so this event has been how long in the making? The Evening for Kids' Sake?
9 years. This is our 9th Evening for Kids' Sake, and it's greatly supported by the community, and we appreciate that.
And people will, of course, remember hearing about Bowl for Kids' Sake for longer than that. And this was something that was added after the Bowl for Kids' Sake. And
exactly.
For what reason?
Well, Bowl for Kids' Sake is a fundraiser that hits everybody. It can hit the people in the business community, families, church groups. Everybody can come out and participate in that. We wanted something that's just an adult night. We have live and silent auction, a dinner. It started out as kind of a happy hour with a live auction, and it has evolved into a whole gala, if you wish to say. It is a great event. Like I said, there's dinner, silent auction, live auction, and we also do a presentation during the event, and we do a presentation of the Bigs of the Year, which is a wonderful part of the event, and it's always very moving. There's pretty much not a dry eye in the house when we go about doing that. It's neat to be able to recognize our Bigs of the Year in a public format like that.
Okay. Well, the event is coming up on March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, as it happens to fall this year on, is that a
That's a Saturday.
Saturday.
Yep.
Okay. Had to get my brain where it was. So Saturday, March 17th, so a week from tomorrow. And it's this year going to be at a different location.
Yes, we've always had it at the Owatonna Country Club, but with this year being our 40th anniversary, we wanted to try something different and also be able to have more people at the event, being at our 40th anniversary. So we went to the Steele County History Center, and they're brand new. And we were actually there before there were windows. There were just studs going up and that type of thing. And we talked to Laura there and asked her about the possibility of this. And her whole board got around this and thought, what a great idea. So as we all know, the History Center is complete, but they are waiting to put their displays in until after our event so we can hold this event there.
Wow.
So we have the whole multi-purpose room for our silent auction, but the whole display area, that beautiful, if you just drive by that whole glassed-in area, that's where our dinner and live auction is going to take place. And it is a very special room to have it in.
Well, what a great collaboration, just because the facility is there and at the point that it is, ready to put the displays in, but still with a little bit of time to allow you to do this. It allows you to maybe have a little bit greater attendance this year and to really just be in a brand new facility that's going to be a huge asset to our community.
Yeah, it allows us to partner too with the people who are members of the Steele County History Center to come come check out us, and we're
Sure.
hopefully some people that are supporting Big Brothers Big Sisters will be there to check out the History Center for the first time and maybe become members there too. So
Yeah.
we're hoping it works back and forth a little bit too.
Well, this is great history to be celebrating 40 years,
Yes.
and so it makes
Judith.
sense just in that regard right there to be
You
celebrating.
stole my
the-
line.
I'm
You celebrate
sorry,
our
darn
history
it,
at
you
the new
didn't-
History Center.
You
No.
didn't tell me there was a line I wasn't supposed to steal, but I think it's just a great collaboration for you this year.
Exactly.
So let's talk a little bit more. The Evening for Kids' Sake has proven to be a really successful event for you, and really, I think you get a great turnout every year. You get great support from the community. So let's just talk about how the evening plays out.
Well, the doors open at 5 p.m., and that is with a social hour and our silent auction. And we're going to have it looks like 75 silent auction baskets.
Wow.
We put everything in a basket, and all our baskets start at the value of $100 at the very least and go up. And it's just fun, exciting things everywhere from, we have men's baskets, we have fishing baskets that have like a Garmin GPS in it.
Okay.
We have coffee lovers baskets, we have Timberwolves baskets, Minnesota Twins, gardening, Christmas, everything
You name
that
it.
you could think of, we have. And
People are
it's,
so creative when it comes to
oh,
those
they
things.
are, and it's so much fun. If you walk over to our offices right now, it looks like an explosion.
You're a little,
but yeah.
an explosion of baskets. Okay.
But it is very fun. And then we have dinner about 6:30. We sit for dinner and then do the program, and then we start our live auction. And our live auction is going to be about 30 items this year, and we have some really neat, we have the good old standards that we've always had, like the grill and the wine fridge, but we have some really neat packages, such as 4-day Bounty Waters trip. We have a murder mystery dinner for 8, which is always fun. We have Minnesota Wild Club seat tickets. We have tailgating with the Minnesota Gophers football. We have a cooking class for 10 in your home.
Oh, fun.
With wine and just fun, neat stuff that a lot of the things that we have at our live auction is things you can't go out and buy. We
Sure.
package them together so it's an easy, let's buy that and sit and relax, and it's all there and you don't even have to think about it. We have a great St. Paul package where, not to be prejudiced, but a gentleman can buy and say, this is your anniversary gift, and not
There you
think
go.
about it. You get a night stay at the St. Paul Hotel. You get a beautiful gift certificate for $200 for the St. Paul Grill.
Sounds like
And
a good
Ordway
idea.
tickets.
Oh, my
what a
goodness.
great night.
It's a night out on the town, and it doesn't matter. You paid for it. You supported a great cause, and who wouldn't mind that for a gift from their significant other? So, and then you said the testimonials then from the bigs, or that get to be
Yeah.
met. And I would safely say, and I'm sure you would acknowledge the fact that a lot of the bigs get maybe as much or more out
That's
of
the
this
fun
than
part to hear
than the
about
littles.
from our Bigs of the Year is when they get up there and tell the story of how they've affected their little, but we always get the other side of it too, of to hear how much it's really affected their life, and it always does.
It is really neat. They can get tickets where, Michelle?
You
Briefly.
get tickets by calling us at Big Brothers Big Sisters at 451-5922. I also want to mention our sponsors.
Yes.
Our event sponsors is Prairie Ridge Orthodontics, and our live sponsor is U.S. Bank. And we also have the Bigs of the Year are there as our honorees, and we have Bremer Bank paying for them to be there that evening. So it is a great night.
A lot of great community involvement. It will be a successful event. It is coming up on March 17th. Get your tickets now. Be part of it at the Steele County History Center, and what a great event. Thank you so much for coming on, and I know we'll have you back for both for Kids'
Thanks
Sake,
for having
too.
us.
Thanks,
Thank
Greg.
you.
Thanks, Michelle. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back.
Hi, this is Barry Gillespie, president of ERA Gillespie Real Estate, where our pledge is to save you money, save you time, and simplify your life. And we're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
Don't let the cold winter weather stop you from exercising. Keep up your fitness program at the West Hills Tennis and Fitness Center. We offer a variety of different membership packages available in daily, monthly, and yearly basis. We also have a variety of programs and services to help the newest of members get started and help those who have been around for a while improve on what they're doing. The Tennis and Fitness Center participates in insurance reimbursement programs with a variety of different insurance providers that could make you eligible for up to $20 credit each month. For more information about the West Hills Tennis and Fitness Center, call us at 444-4290.
Hello, I'm Matthew Camp, the new plastic surgeon at Mayo Clinic Health System of Owatonna and Albert Lee. I trained in medical school at Wake Forest in North Carolina and completed plastic surgery training in Southern California at Loma Linda. Plastic surgeons provide a wide range of aesthetic and reconstructive surgery. We operate from head to toe. I look forward to meeting you.
Hi, this is Amy Swain, certified audiologist and owner of Amy Swain Hearing Centers. Do you find you have difficulty hearing the television? Well, now there's a solution. There's a new hearing aid by Siemens Hearing Instruments that allows you to get a direct audio signal from your television set, and you actually hear the TV through your hearing aids. Call me at 451-3879 for an appointment, and I can give you a free demonstration. That's 451-3879 at Amy Swain Hearing Centers.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for joining us on this Friday, March 9th. We have in studio with us Karen Peglow. How are you?
I am fine.
Besides fighting off a cold, and we're going to warn our viewers in advance just in case you got the scratchy throat and the cough going on. But we'll power through it.
Okay, thanks.
I think. Yeah, I know you're not alone here at this time of the year. I think with all the goofy weather that we've had to be suffering a little bit of a cold. But of course, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Daffodil Days, something that you've been involved with, Karen, for how long?
About 19 years, but I've chaired it 6. This is my 6th year of chairing it.
Okay, and Daffodil Days in its history goes back many years. And in case people don't know or haven't seen, they may have seen the bright daffodils around. But what is it? What is it all about? What's the main focus of Daffodil Days?
Okay, daffodils. Well, it's one of the first flowers of spring. And
sure is.
It's hope. And I get emotional. That's terrible.
No, that's okay. It's not terrible.
But their mission is to eliminate cancer. The hope is to eliminate cancer as a life-threatening disease.
Okay.
And
so the monies from Daffodil Days goes toward research?
Research, and I brought a list here. It also helps out in Steele County, the money we get.
Okay.
It's Reach to Recovery and Hope Lodge. You can stay in Hope Lodge. And the the Look Good, Feel Better program.
Okay, let's talk just a little bit more about those. So in case people, if they have not been touched, their lives have not been touched by cancer, what are some of those things? The Feel Good, Look Good, what does that mean?
That is with the free wigs.
Okay.
That you can get free wigs through the American Cancer Society.
So if someone has, through their treatment, lost their hair, and it's going to help them feel better about themselves to look good and have a wig for a period of time, then that's what that does.
And that's what that does.
Okay.
And
you said Hope Lodge.
Hope Lodge, and you do need a doctor's referral to get over to stay there. But I think last year they had, 95 people from Steele County stayed at Hope Lodge.
And are you there as family and support members staying at Hope Lodge to support someone with cancer or being treated, or are you the person with cancer?
The person with cancer.
Okay.
You know, while you're going through treatment, rather than go drive back and forth, you can just stay at the Hope Lodge.
Oh, very nice, and that's located in Rochester.
In Rochester.
Okay, and the other one that you mentioned first was?
I had Reach to Recovery.
Okay.
And let's see, I got to even look at that one.
That's fine.
That one helps breast cancer patients and others to select survivors trained by the American Cancer Society. There's somebody there 24/7 that'll answer questions for you.
Okay.
There's always somebody there that you can call.
Okay, so really when we get down to the nuts and bolts of it, the Daffodil Days helps us to support so many of those things that support people who are diagnosed with cancer and going through the treatment and dealing with the disease.
Right.
And what a great cause. There couldn't be anything better than that. And you're right, when I think about spring too, I think about some of the first flowers that come up are daffodils. And those beautiful little faces poking their heads out of the snow, which we don't have much of this year, but usually, but it's kind of brown and icky now too, and those daffodils are going to start to show their faces. So up until this point, you've been taking some orders.
Right.
Correct? And there'll be, Daffodil Days actually is next week. And so you'll be out there doing those deliveries, but you're also going to be out on location, and the volunteers will be selling the daffodils. Where will you be?
Okay, Tuesday through Friday.
Okay.
We'll be at Cashwise and Hy-Vee from 8 to 6.
Okay.
And then we'll also be at Cashwise on Saturday morning, 8 to noon.
Okay.
And then during normal business hours, we'll be at Sterling Drug here in town, A Touch of Charm in Blooming Prairie, and also new this year, we're going to be at the Pink Pantry at the Owatonna Hospital.
Okay. Okay, what a great location that
Yeah.
is too, and a good partnership there. So especially watch for all the. It sounds like the bulk of the time is going to be at the Hy-Vee and Cashwise grocery stores
Right.
again, and then supplemented with the Sterling Drug and the Pink Pantry or the Hospital Auxiliary gift shop there. And you'll be selling. What are some of the things that we can purchase? We have to talk about this adorable little bear here, and I know he's part of that, but
Yeah.
it's mostly flowers, and they start at what? What's the small bunch of flowers that I?
One
see
bunch
there?
is, here I go.
Here goes.
One bunch is 10 flowers, and it's $10 for a bunch.
Okay.
$10. And then you can also get your bunch in a vase for $15,
Okay.
or a bunch with our little bear.
Okay, we have to talk about this bear. He's adorable. He's called Share and Hope.
Share and Hope.
It's kind of yeah, and so he's going to help share in the hope that the Daffodil Days provides, and he is just adorable. He is Boyd's bear, and he is as soft as he looks. He really is. He's just got this beautiful little soft fur, and then he's got his little daffodil paw and daffodil. Well, maybe it's a girl.
Yes, a girl.
I keep calling it a he, but it's kind of got fancy stuff all over,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure. You can have it be whatever you want, but the little Sharon Hope bear is going to be with, and he comes with a bunch of daffodils too?
Yes, and he's $25.
Oh, it's adorable.
And then we also have our dainties, which are come in a pot,
Okay.
and then you can watch them grow,
Okay.
and then you can plant them outside.
And those are the tiny little,
Tiny
miniature
little-
daffodils, and they're and I've seen people plant those outside and come up year after year.
They come
now,
up in the
so
spring,
They are just beautiful.
and they're 15.
Okay, so lots of different options and very affordable ways to support the cause and all those things that you were mentioning. We of course know that you've put in a lot of time. How many individuals are generally involved with this whole Daffodil Days?
Well, it's pretty much me
Okay.
until Monday.
Okay.
And then for the on-site sales, I get a group of friends that come and will help me on Monday assemble all the orders,
Okay.
all my pre-orders. And then Tuesday morning, the Golden Cake Kiwanis group will come and they'll deliver them to
Okay.
all the businesses. Well, anybody who's pre-ordered,
Yes,
they'll do the
exactly.
deliveries.
Okay.
And then I have a number of people that I've called on again who will help on the on-site sales.
And on-site sales. So you've kind of you're sort of a committee of one
Yeah.
that pulls together a lot of people for the Daffodil Days. And we want to make sure we mention that as well. Now, this is a great cause. You've done a great job. You've been involved for 19 years. You've been chair, or really kind of the head of this whole thing for the last 6,
Right.
I think.
This was my
but,
6th.
But you're looking at next year to hand the baton off to somebody else who feels as passionately about it as you do.
Yes, I've decided that I would like to step down, and I am going to, and I'm hoping somebody will come forward and be willing to take it over, and I will be available to help them
Okay.
and to train them.
Okay. So we're putting out the plea, I guess, right now. We're going to use Owatonna today here to maybe assist a little bit in that goal, and maybe it'll end up being somebody that's worked with you or for you before in a volunteer position, but maybe it'll be somebody that comes right out of the blue who has maybe had their lives or their family touched by cancer, and so feels very strongly about this and can help set this up, because it's a wonderful thing that you and your volunteers do. So you'd like to, now you'll be around to help, so maybe that person in that transition year next year, you'll be around to kind of show them the ropes and let them know everything that's going on, but it's your goal then to be done.
Yes,
and
to be
retire
done.
from the Daffodil Days as a chair or as an organizer then next year. So we're going to put the plea out, and Karen, how can they get a hold of you, or either in regards to that, to kind of helping fill that position for next year, and maybe there's a couple of people that'll step forward, by the way. Maybe there's 2 people that want to work together on it and kind of share the load that you've been taking on so far. How can they get a hold of you, either for Daffodil Days, anything that we've mentioned for next week, or for that?
Okay, you can call me at home.
Okay.
My number is 451-7705, and I do have an answering machine,
Okay.
so they can leave a message. Or you can look for me out at Hy-Vee during the Daffodil Week. I'll be out there numerous times doing the on-site sales.
Okay, all right. And again, let's mention they support those great programs that we were talking about, the Hope Lodge, the Feel Good, Look Good, to helping people get through that very, very difficult time of being treated with cancer, and anything that you can do to make that person feel better makes everyone around them feel better too. So it's
Right.
Enjoy and purchase the daffodils as a sign of hope. helping the cause. Get this little bear if you would like to. He is just so cute. And call Karen if you have any questions. We thank you so much for joining us, and we made it through without a major coughing fit.
Yeah, thank you.
Karen, thanks so much. Thank you so much for all the work that you do and have done for Daffodil Days, and we hope you have a very successful week next week.
Thank you.
We'll see all those beautiful yellow flowers all around town. We're going to take a break for our supporters, and we'll be right back to wrap up for today.
Hi, I'm Molly Tichenal, manager and personal trainer at Snap Fitness, your 24-hour fitness solution. Snap Fitness is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hello, I'm Shawn McNulty with the Sterling House Assisted Living, a part of Brookdale Senior Living. Our mission is to enrich the lives of those we serve with compassion, respect, excellence, and integrity. We are a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, I'm Jan Hansen, and I am at A+ So and Back, the fun place to be. We are proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
And it is time to wrap it up on this Friday, March 9th, with a reminder that this weekend we spring forward for daylight savings time. It is around, it seems like we just set our clocks back. I don't know where the time went, but in any case, we're going to move them forward this weekend, so we're going to, and I don't know, the days have started feeling longer and everything already, so we're going to see a little bit more daylight, I think, in the morning. Is that when it helps us, or is it in the evening? In the evening. Okay, we're going to have longer evening. I get mixed up until I do the clock, and then I get used to it, of course. But you want to do that sometime, of course, before you go to bed on Saturday evening. Because I think the official time is 2 o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning, and if you don't, you'll be late or early, again, depending, my brain's not wrapped around it yet, for whatever you're doing on Sunday. So make sure you set those clocks back on Saturday night before you go to bed, daylight savings time. A few announcements, too, that we want to pass along. Don't forget that we are out there on the internet on Facebook and YouTube, and so direct somebody there. It is the big, we had Girl Scouts in here represented, I think that was a few weeks ago, and we're talking about all sorts of things. It is the great 100 Years of Girl Scouting up at the Mall of America. That is tomorrow, March 10th. Perhaps if you're affiliated and involved with Girl Scouts, you already know that, but it's going to be a great event. If you're not and want to see something really wonderful happening, there will be all sorts of Girl Scouts, former Girl Scouts, current Girl Scouts, former leaders, current leaders, and it's all to celebrate 100 years of Girl Scouting at the Mall of America. What a great place to gather, and they're going to be coming from all over the place. So if you want to see something very unique, head up to the Mall of America. We want to also remind you that you can join Evening for Kids' Sake. That is coming up on March 17th. That's next Saturday at 5 o'clock at the Steele County History Center. That is a benefit, of course, to for the Big Brothers Big Sisters of Southern Minnesota, serving children of Southern Minnesota. You can get tickets, if I remember correctly, from Big Brothers Big Sisters. I'm not seeing, I think maybe that's the main place. Call Michelle Redman at Big Brothers Big Sisters, 451-5922. Their event sponsor is Prairie Ridge and U.S. Bank, and their agency partners throughout the year, of course, Federated Insurance, Wells Fargo, and Gopher Sport. And it's going to be a wonderful evening with a silent auction and great food, and just a beautiful location to be in the History Center then next year. There is also, I guess prior to that going on next weekend, on Friday, there is Brewfest for Culture Fest. It's an event to support Culture Fest, which is coming up this September, but Brewfest has become a really popular thing, has been happening for 2 years. This year, they're featuring British brews. Everything starts at 5 o'clock with beer sampling and home brew demonstrations, dinner and entertainment at 7. Mischief and Mayhem are the entertainment, and it's all happening at the Owatonna Country Club. Tickets are $45 each, available at Triumph Graphics, Kotke Jewelers, and from any Culture Fest committee member. Limited seating, so we may be even announcing this at a time that they may be have seats full, but certainly give them a call and see if you can grab a ticket for that, and they always fill up, and it's a great event to support Culture Fest. What is coming up next week on Owatonna Today? We'll have Mayo Clinic Health System featured on Our Savior's Women's Concert. We'll have an update from Owatonna Public Utilities, Steele County Humane Society, Grandparents for Education, and Express Employment Professionals. We hope you have a great weekend. Set your clocks ahead. We'll see you next week.